Hey guys, how's it going? Hey, we're going to work on this antique reel lawnmower that was donated to us by Dan. Those who don't remember, Dan has donated a bunch of stuff to us, but one of the probably more memorable ones is the suitcase mini bike. Folded up to a suitcase, put it on an airplane, brought it on with you. That was a really fun video. Anyway, he hooked us up with this about a couple of years ago, and it's been sitting to the side. And I need something kind of easy to work on the bench, not crawling underneath a bunch of stuff, so I figured maybe today is the day. Hopefully it works out that way. Anyway, I don't know how old it is. I'm sure we can get off that that Briggs engine number, but I'm guessing late 40s, early 50s, right in that area. And again, it's a reel mower compared to like a rotary mower, meaning that the center of it cuts grass like a reel compared to a mower deck that spins this direction. I actually think they're supposed to be better for your grass than a regular setup. I know nothing about it. I haven't played with it at all until time for us to go make video on it. Whether it will run or not, we're just going to go figure out how it works. I don't know if it's self-propelled. I know nothing. So without further ado, let's go have some fun, play with it, and see if we can bring it back to life. Neat little rig. Safety third. All right, let's go see if we got oil in it and pop the air cleaner off and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know if it's a a name put on a different machine, like back in the old days, all the department stores would put their name on a Bolin's tractor would be called, the name of the department store, but that may or may not be the case here. It is an LS55. I don't know if that's your Western Tool and Stamping Company. Again, I'm not sure on which part is which. Pull start only, ropes pull start. You got to wrap it around. It still has that on there. It's got a throttle. Let's go look into biggest thing with anything old is a fuel system. That's a good sign. Let's go get some pliers to get that off. Going in. Come on. Oh boy. Yeah. That is going to be an issue. Hey, I gotta see. When was the last time you think this was run? Yeah, she's got all kinds of stalactites and stuff growing in the bottom. It's probably only you clean that tank, probably be no bottom on it. I might have a replacement for it on a different engine, but again, that's getting ahead of ourselves. All right, let's go see if there's a little bit of oil in it. We'll get the spark plug out of it. We'll see if we get spark and that kind of stuff. Not that we're not going to change it anyway. Let's just see if it maintained. Looks like it's pretty low. I'll taste it. See what we got for color. She looks okay. Leave that be for now. Let's get the plug out of it, and we'll spin it. See if we get any spark, get any compression. Fortunately, these old motors, as long as it didn't blow up, a lot of the stuff comes back fairly easy. What a hack! Use some pliers. Kind of gummy. That's your kill right there. That's how you shut it off. Let's go see if it spins. And it wants to move, so it must be self-propelled. Let's figure out a way. What we got to do? Can we get it in and out of gear? How do you shift it? Let's go look. You can always take the belt off, right? So how would looks like it's got a clutch on it right here. It looks like it's fully engaged. No levers or anything. The only thing that's up top is the throttle. You start it up and go. Yeah, it'd be good. Yeah, it looks like there's some clutch on it right here. Can we get the belts? Or at least maybe the chain off of it? Right, because it still runs down through. Yeah, can we find where the master link is on the chain? We'll get that off so it's not trying to kill us while we're working on it. Let's go flip it up on its face and see the underneath how it works. You think the handle maybe engages and disengages it? You would think it'd be dead man though, right? Like, yeah, you let go of it and it doesn't want to go. Let's go see. How far is it going to go? Yeah, let me go get a jack stand. That's better. I do not see. It looks like it goes right to the center of the wheel. And I'm sure inside here there's going to be a small gear running a larger gear running around the tire itself. And then the auger in the middle. So it drives through and drives the other side. So if the tires are spinning, this is spinning. Right? Yeah. Yeah, so let's go see about getting the chain out of there. I'll try to find a master link. We'll take that off. And then we'll kind of work on the engine and work our way out. What a fun machine to work on. You fire it up and it automatically starts to try to kill you. Yeah, I guess this is probably a clutch that is meant to be freewheeling at an idle. Then maybe as you rev it up, it disengages. That's just a guess right now, though. Kind of what it looks like, huh? All right, let's get rid of that. Yeah, it doesn't even have the outer clip on it. I don't know if it's supposed to have one or not. Sometimes you squeeze them together and you can pull it off. You know what I mean? You arc them towards each other. Yeah, I think that's one of the ones that we need to squeeze together. They make like a little funky pliers that fit in there. Let's go just try taking the sprocket off. Probably can just walk the chain off if we had to, but let's go find the correct Allen wrench. That's the one I started with. Let's go see if that. Turn one on the other side. Let's get a little pry bar. Make sure there's not one underneath it. Won't be the first time. Nope. Gotcha. All right. I'll go free to go spin with the engine. I wonder if we can sleep that. Oh no, so I thought the carb was unbolted. It's not. It's up there. Let's see if we can come up with something we can spin the engine over with, rather than wrapping a rope around it. Got a socket in the middle. A nut. Yeah, let's go set something up with that. Yeah, let's give her a couple of drops of oil right down. Kind of help the bore out a little bit, for however many years this has been sitting. Sounds pretty good. So what I have is a socket set up, like that. And all this is, I'll pop it off of here. I believe this is meant to go on a half-inch breaker bar, and it's essentially just the the ratchet part of a ratchet. So you can turn one way, it's locked the other, and then you flip the cam in the middle, and it does the opposite direction. So the idea of this is that if and when the engine starts, or if you make like a sudden stop, so right now I'm on a drill, I'll be spinning the engine over. If the engine were to start, it tries to spin the nut off. Also, if you're spinning it and the drill has a brake on it, like you stop all of a sudden and the engine still has momentum to want to keep going, still wants to try to spin the nut off. So this is kind of like that little safety factor in between. I'll show you. What we'll come up with, not to use a pull start, right? Down. See how I can keep going? The drill, the brake came on the drill. I'm loose on the chuck. Maybe I'll set ourselves up. I think you go back one click on the chuck, it should hold it. There we go. Let's go see what we got for compression by sticking our finger over the top. See if we get anything. Good. Let's go through a spark plug in it and see if it decides to do anything. I'm not going to hold it, you hold it. Wedge it right down in there. That, you know it's going to fall out as soon as I go to move it, right? No spark. Go figure, right? I don't think the throttle would shut the spark off. I'm going to go try moving it, see if we get anything though. Any difference? That gives it more throttle. Possibly. Might be a kill in there. But seeing this, I don't think so. So we got nothing. All right, so we got to go look into there. Let's get this cover off because underneath there's going to be a set of points and a coil. Looks like it's only got 2 bolts holding it, I think. 2 7/16. One's under the gas tank though, so may not be able to get that one. And we'll go see if we can sneak that one out. There might be enough room. Oh, it's gonna be close. If they dropped it down just 1/8 of an inch. It's all got to come apart anyway, but yeah. I'll tell you this, we're never gonna get it back in. Let's it was keyed. I got that. And we got a little bit of a nest looking going on up top. I'm gonna go clean all that crap out of there, which had to come off anyway because that was gonna kill some airflow going across it. And then we are gonna have, there should be a wire going down into here for the signal from the points. See anything else that's funky on it to you? Because the governor, the air vane governor, as the airflow comes off of here, it maintains the RPM. Very simple setup. Let's go get an impact and take that center nut out and take that flywheel off. I do believe we have a set of points under there. Yeah, there's the wire right there. Did that fit in there? See if we get a little bit of extension. Extension loses power though when you use them. Or we just go into the deep socket. Because it was a reverse thread. All right, now we know. Let's go throw the nut back on there. We're going to get behind it with a little bit of pry something or the other. And we'll smack it with a hammer. A brass hammer. What do you think, I'm an animal? Yes. Get some decent pressure behind it. Help you hit it. Don't have a puller to get behind it. Try to pull opposite right where the key is. That didn't put up much of a fight. And hopefully everything's good on the back side. Yeah, no damage. Good. And inside there, under that cover, is going to be a condenser. Some points. Let's go get that off. We think chances are that this has never been off before. There's like a glue on the outside that goes around. If that's still there. Kind of give us an indicator. Nothing on that one. All right, we're into the guts. Well, I bet those points are along the cruddy side. Let's get up nice and close and personal. I'd say they don't look terrible. Let's go see if the plunger is moving. I think I turned it with. There we go. Yeah, so that's what the problem. Oh, nope, I lied. It's working. I say the plunger was stuck. Let's go grab ourselves a little bit of emery. We'll run it across those points and we'll see if we have just a dirty contact on them. I don't see anything else that's funky. There's the wire that runs up to the coil. Yeah, let's go clean them up a little bit and we'll set stuff back on lightly and see if we get spark coming back. Let's rotate that so the points are closed and get a little bit of drag on them. And for that, let's go hit them with some contact cleaner. Get some 1500 grits. Soak that up. Get in there. Not all that. Looking about nothing but the back of hand right now. The idea was to get in there before the stuff dried out. Come on. Big clod. I'm trying to work to the side. You guys get the best view. I get nothing. There you go. That a couple of times. Is that crud that's hanging around that lower post too? Is there a bunch of crap in there? The other part too is if anything touches anywhere to ground it out, it takes away from the signal too. So that looks. I'm gonna hit it once, maybe once more, and we'll try it again. We'll put it back together, see if we get spark. Let's blow a bunch of the crap off before you put it back together. I think we can get it close in place and then slide the key in after, possibly. There we go. I'll run the hardware on. Off is on. Good enough for now? All right. Let's go get the drill set up. Let's go try it again and see if we got spark. You see a spark plug from there? Get rid of the light. There you go. Watch, just the spark plug was no good. Oh no. Awesome. Now we're ready to rock and roll. Now we're cooking with fire. Fire in the hole. Literally. Yeah, we'll go give her a little bit of squirt of gas here. And I don't know how tight I have that nut. It's tight enough. Again, it's a reverse thread, so it may undo itself. But let's go find out. See if she'll cough to life. Come on. There you go. A little clunky. Little clunky. Besides though, she runs. All right, good. The battle's going the right direction anyway. Let's get this carburetor system off of here in this tank. We know this tank is beat. This should be an oil bath air cleaner. See if there's anything left in that. You open that up and there's an oil reservoir kind of like right on that line. I'll get that in a minute. So let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. There's not much to the governor system, but let's go take a quick peek at it. Make sure we don't screw anything up. So from the governor arm, we have a spring going back to the middle hole. Bottom one's the throttle. Yeah, I don't think these have any choice, right? They're all fixed. So, good. I think we can figure that out from there. I'm going to take a picture with my camera too. My phone, rather. And then we got 2 screws. It can be a little screwy to get to. I don't know if I can get to that one. Let's get the muffler out of our way. Sometimes it'll come off. Let's go grab that with a pair of pliers and see if we'll twist out of our way to get to that lower one. It's probably the beginning of every 60-year-old kid's now first go-kart or mini bike. Probably started out from tearing one of these things apart. That gives us a little more room to get to that screw. Let's get rid of that spring. I think we can leave that part of it hooked up. I think when we unscrew the carb, we have to bend it up and get the linkage rod out. What about the throttle? Maybe we take the lever arm. I'll take that lever arm right off. You get it? Kind of the same thing. It's got the, the little funky Z in it. Yeah. Leave the screw out. I'll put it in with this. Alright, so we got 2 screws. I'm going to need a really long screwdriver. Is this cable going to... I think we have to spin it out of there if we want to get it out. It's still connected on the top. You can have enough room? Yeah, I think it's going to fight us on the other end. So let me... let me just unscrew it, the whole thing, and I'll unrotate the whole bracket, get it right out of the carburetor. Yeah, let's try it now. We're going to spin that. Hopefully the Z-bend comes through. There you go. Good. Now we just got the 2 screws, and we should be able to lift it up out of the way. Probably the one time in forever I'll ever use the super long regular screwdriver. Really just an excuse to use a very long screwdriver. There you go. These carbs are really simple. There's not much to them. They don't even have like a needle and seat like float bowl kind of setup. The gas tank is the float bowl. That's the best way to say it. And it pumps fuel constantly in a circle into like a cup, and then the cup just overflows. Let's go get that linkage off of there. What could possibly be wrong? Let's go dump that out. When your rust changes the gauge of the metal, you know she's a little rusty. Oof. I mean, it looked like it went to varnish, and then the varnish went to evaporated into rust. Let's take the 2 screws out of the carb so you can pop that up out of there. Smells so good. Smells like machine death. Doing an autopsy on the machine. You get that lovely dead gas tank smell. You know it's bad when the screws, the bottom of the screws have it on them. So to get the screws out. Let's try and see if we can get a little to work underneath those threads. I don't think we're gonna be able to get to them though. Screw's probably ½ inch long. There you go. And that varnish is stuck under it. We definitely need to get this apart. This is like an early setup, because later on they had a little diaphragm on the side that pulsed. It'd be like a fuel pump. It'd be on the side right about here. And these don't even have that, and there are like 2 screws holding it. The later ones are like 4 and 5. Let's go. You gonna play with us? Jams up right there. I wonder if we can get enough room under it now though to get a good spray at it. Yeah, you can see on this one. See how like it was all down in that area. Don't want to strip it out. The head of the screw, you know, put the. There you go. Once we get them off and clean them up with a wire wheel, you're fine. Good. All right, you ready? Let's see what we get. Dun, dun, dun. Come on out. Yeah, crappy, but not terrible. So this is a pickup. This stuff doesn't even have that. On a lot of them, they'll have this one, and then there'll be another one about that long. This one pumps fuel all the time, and it fills a cap inside the tank, and then this one will pick up from that, kind of like a float ball, and whatever's not used, it just overflows in that cap back into the inside of the tank. So let's go get the needle and seat out of it. The other thing too is, I don't know if any fuel is going to want to try to get sucked up through that. Let's grab a, what's that, ½ inch you think? Who said 7/16? Let's go get the whole jet assembly out of there. I think the problem with these were that as the gas tank, whether it went to the other one, as the gas tank ran down, the air fuel mix would change. And we got a jet that's down a little bit further. Let's go shoot some fluid through it though. Let's go see if anything spits out that filter. Yeah, I didn't think so. Anything that flow through that chamber. The hole's right there, we could see it. Yeah, so I have a feeling that's clogged. Let's go get a little screwdriver. There's still a jet inside there that needs to come out. So, this is the jet that meters how much goes through it. And then the one you saw external runs into that, and it's got a taper on the tip of it. The more you run in and out, the more or less fuel you're allowing it to run on. So I don't know if that's just for idle, or I think that's everything. I don't think it's got a idle / main circuit. I think it's just one circuit. All right, so we need to be able to get through this assembly, get it cleared out. I do not think we're going to have a very good success rate trying to get that end out of there. I wonder what yeah. Try and pressurize it from this side. Probably just try throwing it in the carb cleaner. I think it's right there. Let's go take that right there on a wire wheel. See if we can kind of go clean up the very edge of it. Let's see if that did anything for us. Because there's a little fine screen on the end of it. Actually, you can see it lift it up a little. I think once we get fluid going through it. Yeah. Let's the other area I'm concerned about too is right up here. If there's any rot holes in it. Let's I don't think that's gonna go peel off of there. I don't know if it's soldered or if it's just kind of pressed on there. Let's go grab a pair of pliers. We'll try to work it off a little bit. If not, we're just gonna go pick that screen right off of there, but we're gonna have to stick a drill bit up inside here and clear it out. It's going. Oh, the whole thing's coming out. That's okay. I think it's thread. I think it's just a press fit, but yeah. Okay, so now we can get a drill bit, kind of clean through it. Let's go make sure that passage is open right there at least. Yeah, there we go. So that one's good. This one, on the other hand, yeah, that was never gonna run. Let's let that. I'm gonna fill it up, let it set for a little bit, maybe take an air gun, because that is the filter on the bottom of it. I don't want to just, you know, if we have to, we have to. We'll dig it out of there. I don't think we'll get it back in place, but I don't want to destroy it if we don't have to. I got a drill bit. We'll see if we can dig any mud out of it. Should be just long enough. Yeah, you can see it. I have a feeling we're going to end up pulling that screen off there. My guess is that's like a little folded over cap, but I don't think it's going to survive us. We're getting nothing going through it yet. See little bits of crap coming out of it. You think it'd make a dent in the center of it, wouldn't it? I wonder, do you think it tapers down? Let's go see. Let's put that up next to it. Yeah, it's going up that far and stopping. I wonder if maybe we hit it with a little smaller drill bit. And we're hitting like a shoulder or something maybe. Yeah, I guess you can find one a little bit smaller. The problem going with a smaller drill bit is they're not as long, so I wasn't able to reach. We're going in. There we go. Pop that off of there. There we go. Either that or just packed so solid with. It might have been the right size, just pack with. Yeah, look at the crap that came out of that. I do think it's smaller though. Alright, now we can get a tinier one in there. My guess maybe that's considered a jet too on that end. Anyways, I might have to go get the drill index set. Yeah, I'm not seeing a way through that one. You know, look underneath the scope real quick. It's like just like a solid brass in the middle, but that's not going to work. It's got to be able to draw fuel up somehow. So I'm poking away at it, and that is definitely solid brass right in the middle of it. I kind of wonder maybe this is like a check valve, maybe in here, that there is maybe a ball and spring, and so they don't have a pump like the later styles do. But if it draws fuel up a little bit, and then it takes a second to relax, you know, on the pulse. It's not an even pulse pulling up on this. A little check valve shuts itself off, you know, it fills itself up with fuel this much, crank it next pulse, it goes up this much, and instead of allowing it to run all back down again, it has like maybe a little valve in it. Let's go shove this part in the vise and see if we can turn this part free like we did up here, and see if it comes apart and what's going on inside there. Yes, I can look it up, but what fun is that? It's turning. Oh, the later ones are plastic too. Stuff's gonna come flying out of it everywhere. Be neat if it had threads on it. I don't think so though. Yeah, I think there's a little valve in there. Let's go see if this is clear. That might have been a dumb idea. I wonder if there was anything in here that was in there that I just kind of launched. If so, we will never ever see it again. Idiot. Yeah, like if there was a ball inside there. I doubt it. Let's go, if you can see. Something's happening inside there, right? It looks like some kind of pin in the center and almost like screw holes on the outside of it. Let's go push on that center. Now, I guess we got, yeah, we got like this little gravity feed valve. Let's not lose that, huh? Look how crudted up it is with yeah. So that's the idea. That just kind of lifts up, allows fuel to go around it, and then closes this. Is that too much light on you? Yeah. Just a little valve seat. Just kind of like what we're talking about. All right, let's go clean that stuff up. Try to put it back together and see. We should be able to blow one direction. Should be able to, yeah, blow through the bottom up, but not down. It's a little piece I pulled out. It was actually two pieces. It's kind of like a metal washer, and then it was just a check ball by itself. It was under there. There's the ball, and there's that little metal plate, that cup that it sat in. So they were just glued together. Next is, let's might as well throw this in there just in case you have a chance of using that. Next is this mess. I wonder if maybe hitting it in, throw it in a sandblast cabinet. I don't think it's got much hope for pretty much anything else. You know, it's pretty, especially if we don't have a filter. Like that's pretty gnarly. Let's give it a shot. It might just blow right through it too, but let's go find out. Well, I sandblasted it and then I hit it with water. Rinsed it out. I would not say it's perfect, but at least it's shiny metal on the bottom. Problem is when you get over here, you know, you can't really hit it with the sandblaster, so there's just a bunch of crud. I don't think there's anything loose, but you know, it wouldn't be anything for a long-term fix. Probably, you know, next thing would probably just take the acid and do the acid trick and cleaning it out. Or the tumbler, you know, tie it to a wheel and let it flop around and around. Let's go look on trying to get that carb back together with the release of it. You can see it in little pieces. Now you can see it up top. There's like a little clip. That's what I was pushing on with the drill bit right there. That thing is stuck to my finger. That, and then the check ball was above it. So I'm gonna go clean those pieces up. I think the carb body of it is gonna need a little bit of love. And I'll bring you back when we get all that stuff put back together. Not much to go see other than trying to fit that stuff back inside that little valve in there. So this is how it went. That chamber's cleaned up inside there, just as we thought. So it was the check ball that was in first, which makes sense. And then that little H looking, which, yeah, the H is for the, so the fuel can run around it, goes in next. That sits flush, and then the copper tube now comes down and holds that copper, that washer from being able to lift up, and so the check ball just has a little bit of room to move so it can't fall out. I don't think there was anything else. I think we're okay. I'm gonna press that back together, and we'll try it. We try it before putting it in. We'll just blow through this tube. We need to be able to push on that without hearing it though. We'll go all the way down. Let's go give that a little. Feels like it's down. All right, we shouldn't be able to blow. And we can't. Yeah, so we can blow through it. So the valve is working. Probably be able to do it with fluid too. So I should be able to shoot through it now this way. Get in there. Yep. But nothing this way. Yeah. So that's what it is. It works as the fuel pump. Like I said, each time it gets the pulse, builds a little bit of fuel up, keeps going up, 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 instead of when it shuts off or in between the pulse, just running back down again. It just works as a check valve. Good, we're getting there. Let's go through, I don't know if I can get that filter back on there. Probably like to with all the crap that was in that tank, you know. I'm gonna see if I can go pick away at that. I think that was, the screen was put on and then it was kind of crimped over it, so. I don't know if I give that any confidence of it filtering anything whatsoever, but it's going back in there. That's bolted back on. I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying not to whitewash you. But that, it's probably about a 1/4 inch off the bottom of the tank, so it's not like it picks all the crap up off the bottom. So hopefully she'll run for a little while. I didn't bother putting the pull start back on because I have a feeling we're going to be doing more than pull starting, at least for the first round. Let's go throw some fuel in it. A good firebomb. See if we can kind of response out of it. Let's try not priming it. See like what it would do. Putting the wrong caps on the wrong thing. On its own, like see if it would prime on its own or how long it would take. You know, worst case, you pull the plug out, you dribble a little down, or you dribble a little down inside there. But let's go try it without it. All right, the choke is actually open. We are full throttle. Let's go close the choke. Might help draw it up. And we're going to use the drill because that's how I roll. You got a good vision? Back you up a hair. In case anything goes crazy, I want to see it. Try opening the choke. I'm impressed. I'm 2 turns out on the screw. Let's go give her a little bit of shot down the inside. Hopefully we still have spark. We'll give it a prime of fuel and see if it takes off. If it doesn't take off from then, possibly we lost spark. I don't know. Open. Yeah, so that should have went. That's great. Might be flooded. Boy, does she sound terrible. Clacking away. I don't know if that's that clutch on the other side or it's internal on a rod knock. Let's see if we get it to go again. That ain't much for compression either. Yeah, I think possibly we lost compression. I think we might have a valve that's hanging up. Let's double check our things. Double check your thing. Yeah, I bet you we have a valve that's not closing. That's how it's acting. No spark. Spark once in a while, but I know why. Alright, let's go fix that. The key, I believe the key might have fallen out. Did it? Yeah, that's possibly an issue. Alright, let's go get that back apart. I gotta run that better in with the impact. I think the key fell out, so we're turning the crank, but the flywheel is kind of turning separate. Sometimes. Something's going on there. What the? Hold on. Yeah, because we're turning the inside. I gotta take the impact out, pull that back apart. I think just the key fell out. Blame it on the new guy. I know. But then eat the key. Where'd you go? Yes, it did. That's exactly it. It sheared the key. There's part of a key. What's left of a key. My guess is I didn't have it tight enough and it sheared it off. Fortunately, it's just a key. And I can find another one. All right. You know what it was? I think the nut went down and tightened up. Felt like it was tight, but the flywheel still had play on it. Is there anything that I did not bolt in? I had the cup, the washer. Yeah. Kind of wonder if the nut ran all the way in it and I was missing something. Not to tighten up on it. All right, we got the key put in there. Crank that. Crank that bitch down too. Oh, the sloppy stuff like from before. Let's go check our spark. I don't think that's gonna fix that low compression issue, but at least, you know, get back to where we were. What do we got? Okay, spark's good. It almost got me, you didn't get me. Let's throw it back together one more time. And we'll spin it and see if it starts. It started to sound like it had no compression though when I was running it with the drill. And it's back up again and give it another shot. Yeah, if you let off and it just keeps spinning, spinning, spinning. Maybe. Plus, once it runs, it can, the valves can clear themselves out, seat themselves. Hold on. Suspense. I'd say it's probably running on its own fuel too. That's wide open. Let's go, I want to say we were, run it in. Okay, a half. One. Let's go try it right there first. That should be lean. I hear it's making a weird, almost on the tight side. That bag's not dragging, is it? mag might be dragging on one side. Let's give it a little bit more. See if you get to let it run. Something's making a weird noise there. He's got a blown head gasket or it's rubbing or something along those lines. It's running. Let it puff for a little bit. And it's running off its own fuel. Doesn't have very much power though. Still rev it up. I wonder if I lost something on the shimming of the flywheel that I screwed up on. And it's rubbing going over the magnets a hair. I'm going to go loosen up the coil, jack it up just a hair. Yeah. Nothing stuck to them, right? They look pretty clean. It's not like there's a ton of rust on them. To have more of an air gap than that. Yeah, let's go loosen the coil up and bump it up a little bit. There, I got the fan making noise, shucking the exhaust out. Let's go. The other thing too is possibly when I was prying against it, trying to pop the flywheel off, I tweaked something a little bit. Let's go lift this right up out of our way. Got to get it where there's no magnets. Come on, there you go. Let's just lift it up. Tighten it down. And we'll spin it. We'll see if there's anything still rubbing. Yeah. Something's bent, right? Take it right out of the way. There's a little thin wire in the back. Get the plug out of it. Little thin wire in the back. I don't want to break. Let's Oh, now you did it. Okay. Yeah, it sounds like it's in it. I'm going to put all this back together. I'm going to set a gap, just like a business card for the coil. Let it run. It'll grind itself into position. The other thing too is it sounded like when we were first, even before we got into it and we're spinning it, it was clacking a little bit. Maybe it was related, or maybe I screwed it up. I don't know. Yeah, I'd say we I don't know. I think we fire it up and let it run, and it's either going to blend in. My only thought is maybe that the aluminum cover for the points is rubbing a little somehow. It's a little deformed, or I think I did not think I got in far enough to pry against it and kind of deforming it at all, but possibly, who knows. So let's go fire it up, make sure we're still in the running condition, and if we are, we'll throw the fan shroud on it so it's not getting overheated. Because air is drawn in through the center here, and then it pushes up across the cylinder, keeps the engine cool. That's just where we left off anyway. It's only on idle. So, all right, let me go pop that cover back on. I ran that bolt in a little bit, so do not to fight it. Give her a little bit of throttle. There. Yeah, I don't know if that's an idle adjustment or a main. It's a main. Throw some oil on that. Seems like it's clear enough. Let's go bring it back down to idle. Plus the air cleaner's not on it yet too. That's it. I'll change the air fuel mix on it. Let her putt. Yeah, that's a clutch. I think that internal part is supposed to slide forward and back. So at an idle, that we should be able to stop that shaft. A little more towards idle time mode. There you go. We'll turn the idle speed up just a hair. You need the little, there we go. We'll let it run for a little minute, and we'll change the oil in it. Let the crap that's in the oil get mixed around a little bit. Cover up. Sounds pretty good. Could hurt if you miss. Let's go look at that clutch. I'm gonna have to room air out a little bit, and we'll see what's kind of going on with that clutch. My guess is like spring loaded, kind of like a almost like a CVT, and it's supposed to come in and grab the sides of the belt. That's an oil port or something. How will we get that off of there? I guess probably got a set screw that you remove the whole thing. There's a set screw there. But how do you take these two apart? Gotta let it cool down. Let's give some lub taps on the outer ring. Yeah, pushing some dirt out. It's got to be able to let the belt slip. Then as the RPMs come up, this inner sheave has to be able to go in and tighten up on the belt and drive it. You can tell by just by the tapers that are on it, right? Once there's one under the belt too. Let's go look. So I get that one set screw. Let's go try taking it out. See if we can... Let's go try taking that one out. Yeah, sorry about the background noise of the fan, but it's kind of necessary. Yeah, I think the chances are actually kind of loose. Take it right out. We'll dribble a little bit of oil down there, and then we'll try prying against the between the case maybe. Like butter. I did not expect that. We got enough room to get it without doing some funkiness with the belt. Yeah. Let's loosen up these three. Actually, I'll mark it first. Let me scribe these where they were, and we'll loosen it up and see if we can get this right off of here, and then we'll do a little dissection of how this works. Maybe it has a clip on this side holding it. I had to take them all the way out. Come on, you're almost there. Actually, I wonder, can we walk the belt off? Good idea. Now we got room. Right, let's go take this over the bench to see if we can figure out how it's supposed to move or not move, or if it's stuck, how we unstuck it. Yeah, let's see what we got. So my guess is this is supposed to have a spring behind it. Actually, you think the spring would be the other way, right? Because you want to rev it up and the gap would close. And when it's not, it should open up. I wonder if it's just stuck on. Because how will we be able to get this apart though? Like what holds it? Oh, something had a little wiggle out of something. There it goes. Something's coming apart. There it goes. Drop down. Okay. Just needed a little bit of love. Because I think this is all pressed together, it looks like. And I could see, let's go get her. Easy for you to say. Let's go get our little pen light. And we can see our weights up inside there, and they should expand. As it revs up, they expand and close. The gap closes up like that and tightens on the belt. Let's I can't take it apart without destroying it. You know, I'm sure we could press it apart, but I don't want to do that. If it's functioning now, what we'll do, maybe we'll leave the I'm gonna hit this with the wire wheel, clean some of this crap off too. But maybe we'll leave that belt a little bit more on the loose side. See if it'll want to freewheel. Plus, you know, the rest of it's not hooked up, so it doesn't have the drag of it. What a dangerous setup, huh? Safety? Wimps. The other part I'm sure too is this belt is probably so old and stiff. Let's go throw some vice grips on it to keep the shaft from turning. And we'll fire it up. And we'll see if it'll be able to idle. You're on idle. Let's rev it up, see if we're going here. Alright, I'm kind of happy with that. I don't know about the rest of it, where we're going to go to. You want to look into, I have no idea how you set these blades up. You know, maybe we just kind of run it where it is. But so they work, like a regular rotary motor works by just velocity. It's got like a vacuum pulling the grass up, and then it just kind of chops it. These are supposed to be more like scissors cutting on it. And I think on the bottom edge, you have like an edge you're able to adjust an air gap between this blade and everything else. What could possibly go wrong, right, with this? The problem is it drives the wheels. I wish we had a way to, I guess we can, I don't know if we could like lift it up in the air or something. Like as soon as we hook this up, this thing's going, right? So, and there's no bag, so like you're walking behind here and it's chucking shit at you. Wonder why these went under. Out of favor. Why did these go out of favor? Yeah, it looks like down there. You can see right there where it's, you know, physically touching it. You can see it's rubbing on that side. I wonder if we just kind of maybe leave it alone as soon as it blows the rust off of it. But how can we, maybe you want to try, you want to try suspending it from the ceiling? What could possibly go wrong? Where can we grab it? And that way the wheels can turn and we can kind of like eyeball stuff. Maybe we'll put like, still once it tip forward, you know, even if we hang it from a chain here. Can't wrap around here. I wonder if maybe we take like put like an eye hook or something off of this bolt. We got one on the other side. Yeah, maybe I'll try to come up with something that's about dead center where the weight is. And then the handle we can make as the third point. Oh. Alright, I'll be back. Actually, the other part too, I wonder if we can pull down on the handle and just let the wheels be up. I wonder if that's like is that their safety? Yeah, like how like you get to the end, you want to turn around. Do you just push down on the handlebars? Man, you think they would have kind of come up with something to engage and disengage at least the wheels. The blades turn, the wheels are turning, I guess. So, alright. Let me try to come up with some kind of something. Maybe I'll put a block, a 2x4 going across the back here so it can't roll backwards. You know, something like that, and then we'll lift down on the handle with a couple of toe straps. So it's 95 degrees outside. How hot do you think it is inside here? I'm going home for today. I'm done. We'll finish this up tomorrow. Okay, well, it's the next day, and I threw a couple pieces together on, which is just pretty much the sprocket, the chain, probably about it. And I have it set set up so that the wheels are off the ground. What could possibly go wrong? I was gonna put a 2x4 that, but I don't think it's really doing anything. I say that now. So we have the oil to change and we have to do the air cleaner part of it, but let's go fire it up and see what the drive part of it does. Again, there's a scraper blade down there that essentially you're supposed to adjust, but again, it's got so much rust on it that we wouldn't get a good number, and it might be okay where it is. So without further ado, let's go pop you in the stand. Let's go try and fire it up. It's gonna be a cold, it's gonna be a cold start. Just gonna choke on for a second and try to get it to warm up, and then we'll rev it up, see if the clutch comes in and everything does what it's supposed to do. Watch your fingers. Actually, let's try it with no choke first. I think possibly time before we might have flooded it. And we're at idle. Let's give her a little bit of, let's go with, alright. And a little more. Contact. Alright, that was some choke. Still pulling that clutch in pretty good. That should have released itself. That's what I was afraid of. Try idling it down a little more. That might be all the way. Yeah. Yeah, so it's still trying to drive itself. There it goes. I was gonna tap on the clutch. Or maybe we'll let the idle come down a little more. I don't know about putting oil in that clutch. It's gonna just spin it on the bell. Yeah, that clutch doesn't move very well. Still stuck in the dry position. Got a heartbeat. There's that. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think we're going to have to kind of put a couple of dribbles. I wonder if we can kind of get it in behind here. I still think it's going to fling out though. We got to try something because again, it's, if not, it's just going to be like a start and go. Let's go piss the fluid out of it. I want to change that anyway. Now that we've kind of spun around any kind of dirt, hopefully it'll take it with it. Oh yeah. There we go. Still doesn't look terrible. I can see through it. It's not like it's doesn't hole all that much, huh? All right, I'll let that sit for a little bit and we block something on the back. Let that piss will fill that back up and we'll do the air cleaner. I'm gonna go wash the air cleaner out. Yeah, the air cleaner's just really nothing in it anyway. Same idea. It's got a little base in the bottom, just kind of like an air-cooled Volkswagen. And you would fill, there should be a line marker on it somewhere. All right, there. So right to that line, It's where you fill it with oil. Air gets sucked in, it makes a sharp turn. When it makes a sharp turn, the dirt would stick into the oil, and then it would draw the rest of it up, the other half of it. You see what I mean? Looks pretty good, actually. It doesn't look like, I don't think this thing has all that many hours on it. That's because Four Finger Fred had it. All right, go clean. I'm going to wash this out. We'll top that off. We'll fill it back up with oil. So the oil stuff is buttoned up. I do see a little hole on the side of the clutch. And now I'm going to try to put oil. Let's go squirt a little bit in there. And hopefully that'll work down to the, the inside part of the shaft here. If it gets on the belt, we'll have to use like brake clean or something to try and get it. But I think it's probably what it's there for, I guess. Let's go fire it up. Again, we have the air cleaner on it now, and that may change the air fuel mix a little bit. Plus, we got to kind of tweak that to get it so that it's not like it was running a little rich on that when it stalled on that last time. Again, I was trying to drive everything though. Let's go fire it up again, see what we get. Safety first. I would think it would even be richer with the air cleaner on it. Let's go try to drive it. Lean. Come out a little more. Be sucking up dirt too. Yeah, and it's also even spitting oil. That oil that we put in did seem to work its way out and getting the rest of it kind of wet. I don't, like I said, I think the clutch is pressed together. I want to, we can take it apart, clean it, but I think if we take it apart, we might damage it in the process of doing so. I'm trying to figure out what is the best way to approach this. Do we just kind of leave it for a little bit and try it, or do we dig into it a little bit further? I'm going to take some brake clean. We're going to go clean some of this stuff off. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take the belt off. I'm going to work that area with oil from this side of it. And hopefully then I'll clean it with brake clean, and we'll just give it a shot and see what happens. That's all we can do. All right, let's go see if it will move freely, or is it still... Yeah. I thought we had that moving much better than that. There it goes. I cleaned down in there with a wire wheel too, so it's not like I can get... let's try to shoot some oil behind that now that I got it in. You can see where the binding spot is, right where it normally travels. Let's go see if we can drop a little. Then we'll clean it out after. I'm sure it's probably like a bit of, yeah, you can feel it right there. Let's go run it all the way in. You can even kind of see it. Let's I think if we're able to get it to move over, it'll take some of its rust off, you know. But oil and belts don't exactly mix. I wonder if even like a WD-40 or something would even be better. There it goes. Like I was saying earlier, I know you can't see, but on the inside there's a set of weights. There's a taper, and there's a set of weights with a spring around it. You kind of see right there, that's the spring, and there's two weights, and as it spins, they draw out, and when they draw out, they push this cone out. Let's go get, I can see a little bit more. I wonder if WD might be better. I'm going to go try that, because that might take some of the debris with it. Yeah, more like a wash, you know. You need a rag to put under it. It's just got that one spot that it hangs up on. I think eventually it would work itself in, but running a lawnmower that you have to reach over the top of it to stop it from doing anything. Was there like a Little Rascals episode? Oh, it was like one of these with, I don't think it was gas powered. I think they tied it to the dog or something. And they were cutting someone's lawn, and of course the dog saw something and dragged it all over their property. So they had to, it took out like carpets or something, and they took glue and they mixed the old pieces back together to try to glue the carpet. Yeah. Alright, so I think that's probably about the best we're going to get. So now I'm going to come back with a brake clean. I'll try to rinse out all that oil, because that's going to, if it gets on the belt, then we're screwed. Wish I had a better way to grab it too. Can we just push right through that hole? Oh yeah. Uh-huh. I heard you. I do see some scarring down in here too. I wonder if it may have a problem with like a burr or something. Alright. I'm gonna go rinse that. Put it together one more time, see what we get. Clean the oil off the belt too. I don't know how much life is left in that. And I don't think we're going to find one local. Just saying, it's like a size of a vacuum cleaner belt. Alright, let's go throw it back on. Hopefully it will have enough to attempt to cut grass. We'll bring her back to a little looser than what we originally started with. If not, we're just going to wing it. Not too much more we can do. I don't know what the horsepower of this thing is at. 2? I'm not expecting a great outcome. But maybe not. We did that snowblower, that antique snowblower with the steel wheels on it. Actually did much better than I thought it was gonna do. All right. Some I purged the gas that was in it out too with a sucker and put some fresh stuff in it just so whatever dirt that was in the tank that sat over the night possibly has a little bit cleaner. trying to find the happy spot for the throttle, the air fuel mix. I guess about the best we're going to get it, but at least it's kind of functioning. Definitely doing better than what I was doing before. Go throw it in the truck. I know there's more we could do. Like we take the wheels apart and see how all that kind of stuff works, but I want to get them moving on. Let's just say I like a challenge. Let's go fire it and see what it says. You know what it doesn't like, although it seemed like it was cutting okay. As soon as I hit an acorn, locked her right up. Couldn't slice it. Oh, now what do we do? That's wedged in there pretty good. All right, let's. It's got two stuck. There's no one there. I'm gonna go beat that out of there. And we'll try it again. That might be its Achilles heel is running into these. So there's a pine tree to my left right over here. Let's go try working in that area where it'll be a little bit less and see how it does. I'll stop when I was supposed to. Okay, die on it. Go, 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 go. Could possibly go wrong. It clogs up, the grass is too tall. Awesome. Actually does better than I thought it was going to. I thought it was really going to stall because this is tall grass. This is like 8-10 inches tall. Of course, you know, again, I wanted to give it a challenge. All right, let me go catch my breath and maybe we'll bring it in the garage. Well, that's the unfortunate part about living on a busy road is the background noise. It was a refrigerator truck going by, stopped in front of the house, making a bunch of noise. It works really good. Again, you see all the clippings left over. It's missing the grass catcher. It didn't come with it. It'd be like a basket that hangs on the back. Again, this is ridiculously tall grass, you know, over 8, 10 underneath the table. There's probably 12 inches tall. So, you know, it's really kind of pushing it. If you were to cut grass that's, you know, 5 inches tall, you knocked it down to 3, I think it would perform very well. Plus, it wouldn't be trying to chum up the long pieces of grass. You'd be, you know, cutting off 2 or 3 inch pieces. I think it would fling it out the back much better. It seems pretty good. I didn't bother oiling the chain. I didn't know if that would be a good or a bad thing. Whether a bunch of crap would collect to the chain or not. It really works really nice. I'm quite surprised. I thought we were going to go put it in the grass and it was going to stall and we'd have to go like a little bit further forward. Let's get you in the light a little bit. I thought we'd have to like, which I did a little bit, you know, kind of lift it up, let the engine rev up, go down, you know, travel a couple feet and lift it up and catch up. It did that a little bit, but I think possibly it maybe even kind of sharpened the blade some as it ran and cleaned itself. Looked like that edge of it got cleaned up pretty good. I had fun. Go throw it in the garage. For all you long-time subscribers, here's the old shop. Once in a while we take a peek. Really not much in it because everything got converted over to the new shop, but I do use it for my home stuff. Anyway, we're in the garage. It is a little quieter, and I knew the name on the wheel sounded familiar. Old Homeco that was on there, and I was talking about the snowblower that we did. It kind of reminded me of the snowblower I think we did 2 years ago, and that is right over here. That is this machine. Has that same kind of antique-y look to it and about the same amount of safety that is on the other machine. But just so happens to be the same thing, same company. Go figure. I definitely saw the similarities in the way they built something. That performed much better than I expected to, throwing snow, and it wasn't very big. It's like I think it was like a 3.5 horse that was on it. If that, it's probably like a 3.5 horse, and that had a torque converter, I think, built into it, or a gear reduction built into it. I'm gonna say torque converter, more of a hydraulic one. And this machine kind of seems very similar with their technology of how they want to propel something. Well, guys, I think we're getting to the point that we're gonna go close off. I'm very happy that I was able to go all the way to the finish line, and you know how bad that gas tank was, and the check valve in there, and figuring out how that part of it worked. And I don't know what the grinding was that little bit during that flywheel, but it seems to have fixed itself, adjusted itself. So I'm happy for that. And it cuts grass really good. Too bad it doesn't have the grass catcher. I guess for changing the height of it too, you would just change the height of the back rollers and allow the reel to get closer or further away from the ground just for your adjustment on height. But it seems pretty good. I like it. I like stuff like this that hasn't been molested and we kind of bring back to life. All right, guys, with that, I'm going to sign off and thank you all for hanging out with me, doing some wrenching. Hopefully my health continues to improve, and we get to, I got a really interesting one coming up, but I just haven't been feeling it. I did passed a kidney stone last week. It took about 7 or 8 days for it to go. And if anybody ever had one of those, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I was dealing with that and migraines at the same time. So hence the missing of the video from last week. But hopefully we're back on the mend and we can continue to continue wrenching. With that, guys, thank you all for hanging. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.